I stared at the empty chair across the cafe table, fingers wrapped around a cooling cup of coffee that had long since lost its warmth. The chair had been hers. For weeks, this was where she sat, excitedly scrolling through Pinterest boards, showing me centerpieces and table runners for our wedding. Now, all I could see was the void she left behind. She didn't just leave me. She vanished. And with her went every penny of the $26,000 we'd saved for the wedding. Started 3 days ago. The vanishing act. We had been engaged for 9 months. Emma was everything I thought I wanted. Bright, spontaneous, a little chaotic, but with a warmth that drew everyone in. We'd met at a friend's rooftop party. Her laugh carrying across the city skyline like a promise. The last time I saw her, she kissed my cheek in our apartment kitchen, said she was heading to a final dress fitting, and promised she'd be back by dinner. That was on Thursday. By Friday morning, her phone was off. By Friday night, her closet was empty. By Saturday, her bank account, joint with mine for wedding expenses, was drained. And by Sunday, the only trace of her was a single sticky note on the fridge. "I'm sorry. I need to do this for me." No explanation. No conversation. Just the hollow echo of our life collapsing. A search. Called her mom first. Mary sounded genuinely shocked. Or at least she pretended well. "She didn't say a word to me, Daniel. Not one." "Are you sure she's gone?" "Her stuff is gone. The money is gone." "Do I sound unsure?" My voice cracked on the word money because it wasn't just about the money. It was about the humiliation. Friends started asking questions I couldn't answer. Our wedding invitations had gone out. Our guests had booked flights. The walls of our apartment felt like a crime scene, one where the victim wasn't dead but gutted emotionally, left bleeding trust and dignity onto the floor. The discovery. By Sunday night, I found her Instagram account deactivated. Her work said she'd requested unpaid leave to deal with a personal matter. That's when the gnawing suspicion began to solidify. This wasn't an impulsive breakdown. It was a plan. I tore through our shared files, emails, messages, anything that would tell me where she'd gone. And there it was. A flight confirmation, hidden in an old folder on our laptop. Departure Friday morning. Destination Bali. She was supposed to be marrying me in 6 weeks. Instead, she was on a beach in another man's arms. Yes, there was a man. His name was Oliver. A travel photographer, according to his slick Instagram feed full of sunsets and find yourself captions. And there she was in one of his tagged photos from 2 days ago. Her smile unmistakable, a drink in her hand, the ocean behind her. No remorse in her eyes. Just a kind of freedom that made my stomach twist. Text. I sat on our bed that night, phone in hand, heart pounding like I was about to detonate something. I didn't scream. I didn't beg. I didn't even message her. I texted her mother. "Congrats on raising a thief." A minute passed. Then 2. My phone buzzed. "Daniel, what are you talking about?" I sent her the screenshot of the bank transaction. Then the tagged photo from Bali. The typing bubbles appeared, then vanished. Then again. And finally. I don't know what to say. Had no idea. "I'm so sorry." Sorry. That word felt like ash. The storm inside. The next few days blurred together in a cocktail of anger and disbelief. I oscillated between wanting to smash every trace of her existence and wanting to rewind time to when she was still the woman whispering, "I can't wait to marry you," in the dark. I replayed every moment, looking for signs I missed. The sudden interest in alone time. The secretive text. The way she flinched when I mentioned opening a joint savings account for after the wedding. Was I blind? Or just too in love to see the truth? Friends offered to help me go after her. My brother said we could get the police involved. But I didn't want to chase her. I wanted to reclaim something more important than money. My self-respect. The turning point. On Tuesday night I got a call from her mom again. "She called me," Mary said quietly. She said she needed to escape. That she felt trapped. That this wasn't the life she wanted. Then why didn't she just say that? I asked, voice low, trembling. Because she's a coward, Daniel. And because Oliver offered her something reckless and easy. That was the first time I felt something other than pain. Felt clarity. She hadn't just betrayed me. She had liberated me in the most brutal way possible. I froze our joint account. Filed a report not because I expected to see the money again, but because I wanted a record of her theft. I called the venue, the caterer, the band. Explained what happened. Each time my voice grew steadier. Her friends began reaching out, some angry, some apologetic, all of them stunned. And then the messages from her started coming in. Not calls, text. Always at odd hours. As if the time zones between us carried her guilt. I didn't plan for it to happen like this. I'm sorry you had to find out this way. I just needed to feel alive again. Alive. As though I'd been a coffin. I didn't reply. Not once. 2 weeks later she sent one final message. I hope one day you can forgive me. I stared at it for a long time. And then I replied. Forgive you. I thank you. Because in the space she left behind, I found something unexpected. A hunger to rebuild. Not for her but for me. I sold the ring. Paid off my car. Took a solo trip to Scotland. The one place I always wanted to go but she never had time for. And every step I took away from her shadow, I felt lighter. People ask me now if I hate her. I don't. Hate is a tether. Feel nothing. Which is worse in a way. Sometimes I wonder what will become of her and Oliver. Maybe they'll flame out in a storm of debt and empty promises. Maybe they'll thrive in their selfish paradise. But me. I sleep at night. Not because I wasn't betrayed, but because I faced it without becoming bitter. The real victory. The real revenge wasn't the police report. It wasn't freezing the funds or canceling the wedding. It was sending that text to her mother and walking away. Choosing dignity over drama. Because in the end, what do you do when the person you loved most becomes a ghost? You stop chasing ghosts. You learn to live again.